Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's I'm going to be reviewing the new Nissan Z Performance. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Ken Garf Nissan here in Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this Z. This particular Z is still available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Paul. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3-liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town, and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 350 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you've got that signature Y shape in the center, and the Z looks so subdued in this metallic gray. And then popping down below, really cool looking headlights here, kind of got like a retro theme with them. And then you guys can see the cut down below. Don't have a lot of fake venting like the Supra. And then this is cool with the grille, again with the metallic gray and how it's all kind of like blacked out between that. So putting it together, I know that some people aren't necessarily a fan of the new Z, but I still think that it's a really cool looking car. Around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 255 by 40 by 19 in the front, and then 275 by 35 by 19 in the rear. So slightly staggered setup. We've got metallic gray here with the wheels. You also have the red brake caliper with the Nissan logo. And notice there's not a lot of busyness. I mean, we do have another line there that kind of goes along the side, but they've kept things pretty simplistic with the overall design, and so the Z just has that, classically beautiful look. And this does come with a traditional Nissan key fob, lock, unlock, all of that. Now this is one of the fun parts. To unlock the trunk, you press this button at the bottom of the Nissan, or part of the Nissan logo. It opens up the hatch. So yes, this is a hatchback, just like the new Supra. And there's plenty of storage space here in the back. I like that bracing that goes across too. That just adds to the flair. But yeah, for a sports car, it's decently practical. When you're all done, you can just plop that down. Got the spoiler here on the back. Look at the taillights. Gonna get that retro look. The Nissan logo, the Z logo. Cool looking exhaust tips as well. And so putting it all together, let me guys think about the looks here on the exterior with the Z Performance. Now taking a look at the door panel, you can see soft touch here at the top. And then I love the two-tone with the red and the black. I think that looks really sharp. Window controls, they are automatic. And here's a quick look at the mirrors. They do have blind spot monitoring. And then here are the seats. So again, you can see the red and the black put together with this one. And it's a nice contrast to the gray on this particular car. Pretty fancy looking pedals there. You can see the stability control right there too. So taking a quick look at the steering wheel, you can see really nice trim all around. I like the paddle shifters here on the back. Power tool controls in the front, including stuff like your cruise control. You've got volume controls, all of that. And then, of course, the Z logo front and center, and then your regular stocks here on the back. Now, the Z comes with this full digital gauge cluster. I think this still looks really cool. And you've got your sport and your standard mode. They keep it simple. You're either driving sporty or you're not. So in reverse, you can see we've just got a regular backup camera, nothing too crazy happening with that. And then this has Nissan's regular infotainment system, so easy enough to use. I mean, pretty quick response time with the different buttons and then with the screen itself as well. But the coolest thing is above, you've got all these gauges, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this very well. Yeah, I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. Basically, you have one that shows turbo boost, and then you've got turbo speed, and then you've got the battery voltage, but it just has that retro thing with the 3 gauges on the dash. And by the way, soft touch trim on the dash itself. And you got more of that red down below. You can see that kind of flows across. Just a single zone climate with the Z, and then you guys can see like storage space. Shifter for the automatic with your D mode select there for the drive mode. I do have heated seats here. Got this to open up the hatch, a little cup holder here. Actually have an actual brake, which is cool. Another cup holder, and then with the center console. Oh yeah, I forgot, you have to push it forward, and then you can press the button, and then that allows you to open it little bit of a process. And then with the glove box, yeah, pretty good. And then just the kind of like bubble design on the roof to help out with headroom. So here's our warranty sticker for the Z Performance with the automatic transmission. Most everything's standard. There's a few options you can add. There's your total MSRP, $54,570. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility for the hood, both the mirrors. With the rest of the rear. And tight fit. But let us set off in the Z Performance with the automatic. So I realized that I haven't reviewed any Zs this year except for the Nismo that I had. Or when I say this year, I mean for the 24 model year. So I thought that, you know, it was worth doing a review so you guys can have a 2024 Nissan Z review that's not a Nismo version. Now first off, I want to say that I think that the Z is going to end up being the more desired car down the road compared to the Supra. Even though the Supra now has a manual, and the Supra is really cool, looks fantastic, drives really well, all of that, I just think that this has a more kind of like old school analog feel that the Supra just doesn't provide. The Supra is ultimately just kind of like a two-door BMW, whereas this is its own car. Now that we're actually able to move a little bit here in the Z, I got it in the sport mode. Transmission's very quick. I wonder if they changed the tuning. I think they might have changed the tuning. Because, so I reviewed the Z when it first came out, and the manual was good, and the automatic was pretty good, but it was kind of a little bit slower to shift. The Nismo, and I still think the Nismo's a little bit sharper than the Performance, but I wonder if Nissan listened to the feedback from people saying that the gear shifts need to be a little bit quicker, and if they change that. Yeah, I mean, it's still not as quick as the Nismo, but I feel like it's a little bit sharper. Maybe I'm crazy. But yeah, this engine's so fun. It sounds great. Acceleration's fantastic. And this car just drives well. Like, turn-in is fantastic. And steering's pretty good, too. It is a little bit on the light side. But I will say I love the feeling of the steering wheel. I'm gonna pop back into automatic mode. It's just nice material. So overall, the Z, I think, looks better than the Supra because it's less fussy on the exterior. The style's a little bit just more reasonable. It's not quite as sharp as the Supra in certain ways, but I can tell you the manual transmission is better than the Supra's manual, and this engine, I just kind of like it more. The B58's a great engine, but it's doesn't really feel unique. This feels like its own unique thing. And yeah, overall, it's a fun car to drive. It drives well, and I think that people are going to probably, you know, again, in 10-20 years, they're going to want the Z over the Supra because it has a more analog feel compared to the Supra. And also, I think that this is going to just age better than the Supra when it comes to style, because you don't have a bunch of fake vents and, you know, kind of strange body lines. Supra's a very interesting car, but let me know what you guys think about the Z.